Have you ever wondered where the roots of our civilization lie? Well, ponder no more. Our story begins in a region known as Ancient Mesopotamia, often hailed as the cradle of civilization. Nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, this land of fertile plains and abundant resources was a beacon of opportunity for early human societies. The very name Mesopotamia, in fact, translates to the land between the rivers in Greek, underscoring the vital role these waterways played in shaping the region's destiny. Around 10,000 years before the Common Era, the earliest known human societies began to settle in this region, drawn by the fertile soils and the potential for agriculture. These were the people who took the first steps towards establishing civilization as we know it today. They didn't just settle down, they laid the foundation for future societies, initiating the shift from the nomadic lifestyle of hunter-gatherers to a more settled existence. They began to grow crops, domesticate animals, and develop tools. With time, these early settlements evolved into thriving communities, marking the dawn of civilization. The advent of agriculture led to surplus food production, which in turn gave rise to trade, specialization of labor, and the growth of cities. In these cities, the seeds of our modern world were sown. The invention of writing, the development of law and government, the birth of art and architecture, the advancement of science and technology, all these can be traced back to this time and place. Indeed, ancient Mesopotamia, with its fertile soils, flowing rivers, and innovative inhabitants, was a cradle that nurtured the infancy of human civilization. But this is just the beginning. The story of ancient Mesopotamia is a tale of multiple cultures, each contributing to the tapestry of human history in its own unique way. The Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, Assyrians, and Neo-Babylonians each would leave their indelible mark on this land and the world at large. Now, let's travel back in time to the birth of civilization. Imagine a society that built the world's first cities. Picture a civilization that sprouted around 5,000 years before Christ, in the fertile land between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers. This was the land of the Sumerians, a culture that shaped the course of human history. The Sumerians were pioneers in many ways. They didn't merely settle, they transformed the landscape into a tapestry of city-states. Each city-state was an independent entity, governed by its own ruler, and surrounded by fields for agriculture. They had names that still echo in our history books like Uruk, Ur, and Lagash. But what truly set the Sumerians apart was their invention of a system of writing. In their quest to record trade transactions, laws, and stories, they birthed cuneiform. This wasn't just any writing, it was the world's first written language. With a reed stylus, they made wedge-shaped marks on clay tablets, creating a complex system of symbols that could express a vast range of ideas. Thus, they opened the gateway to recorded history. And then there were the ziggurats, the massive step towers that dominated the city skyline. These were not merely buildings, they were statements of power and piety, reaching toward the heavens. They were the beating hearts of the city-states, serving as religious centers where the Sumerians worshipped their gods. The most famous of these ziggurats, the Great Ziggurat of Ur, still stands today, a testament to the architectural prowess of this ancient civilization. The Sumerians were a people of firsts. The first cities, the first written language, the first monumental architecture. They were innovators, inventors, builders, and thinkers. They took the raw materials of their environment and shaped them into something entirely new, laying the groundwork for the civilizations that followed. The Sumerians left an indelible mark on human history. Their legacy is not just in the ruins they left behind, but in the fundamental cornerstones of civilization they helped to create. How about a powerful empire that stretched across the ancient Near East? Yes, we're talking about the Akkadians, the first true empire in world history. Under the rule of Sargon the Great, the Akkadian Empire emerged around 4,000 years ago. Bold, audacious, and a master tactician, Sargon of Akkad orchestrated a series of military campaigns, uniting city-states from the Mediterranean Sea to the Persian Gulf under one banner. Sargon's rule was marked by advancements in many areas. The Akkadians standardized weights and measures, developed a postal system, and even introduced the world's first diplomatic corps. But the Akkadian Empire was not to last forever. After roughly 2 centuries of dominance, internal strife and external pressures led to its downfall. Yet the end of one empire often heralds the rise of another. Rising from the ashes of the Akkadian Empire, the city of Babylon became the new power player in Mesopotamia. At its helm was Hammurabi, a ruler as shrewd as he was ambitious. Hammurabi's reign is perhaps most famous for the Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest deciphered writings of significant length in the world. This legal code was more than a simple list of laws. It was a reflection of Hammurabi's vision for his empire, a vision of order, justice, and societal norms. From property rights to trade regulations, from criminal laws to family matters, the Code of Hammurabi covered all aspects of daily life, setting a precedent for legal systems in civilizations to come. Beneath Hammurabi's firm hand, Babylon flourished. The city became a center of culture, trade, and learning. Its influence felt across the ancient Near East. Yet, like the Akkadians before them, the Babylonians too would eventually fall, their empire swallowed by the sands of time in the relentless march of history. These empires set the stage for the next great civilization in Mesopotamia. The Akkadian and Babylonian empires may have faded into history, but their influence continues to echo through the ages, a testament to their enduring legacy. What if we told you about a civilization that dominated the ancient world for centuries? Yes, we're talking about the powerful Assyrian Empire. Emerging around 2,500 years ago, the Assyrians were known for their military might and architectural prowess. Their capital, Nineveh, was a city of grandeur, filled with state-of-the-art libraries and magnificent palaces that showcased their love for art and literature. The Assyrians were not just conquerors, they were administrators. They developed a system of governance that allowed them to rule their vast empire effectively. They divided their territories into provinces, each headed by a governor who was responsible for maintaining order and collecting taxes. This system of provincial rule became a model for many future empires, but as the saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. The mighty Assyrian Empire couldn't escape this fate. Over time, internal strife coupled with invasions from the Medes and Babylonians led to the fall of the Assyrian Empire around 600 BC. Yet the end of the Assyrians wasn't the end of Mesopotamian rule. The stage was set for the revival of Babylon under a new leader, Nebuchadnezzar II. He was not only a formidable warrior, but also a visionary builder. Under his rule, Babylon transformed into a city of marvels. The most famous of these was the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world. Picture a multi-level garden, lush with exotic flora, with water cascading down from the top through a complex irrigation system. It was an oasis in the desert, a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the Neo-Babylonians. But like the Assyrians, the Neo-Babylonian Empire too had its sunset. It fell to the Persians in 539 BC. The fall of Babylon, the city of wonders, marked the end of Mesopotamian dominance, a poignant conclusion to the era of 2 of the most influential empires in history. Despite their fall, the legacy of the Assyrians and Neo-Babylonians continues to echo through the ages, shaping the course of human civilization. The fall of Babylon marked the end of Mesopotamian dominance. What can we learn from the ruins of these ancient civilizations? As we peer into the echoes of the past, the legacy of Mesopotamia continues to reverberate through the corridors of time. This cradle of civilization, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, gave birth to some of the most profound advancements in human history. Firstly, let's turn our attention to writing. Mesopotamia was home to the earliest known form of written communication, cuneiform. This intricate system of wedge-shaped marks etched into clay tablets revolutionized human expression and record-keeping. It allowed for the codification of laws, the recording of history, and the sharing of knowledge across generations. Even today, our modern writing systems owe a debt of gratitude to these early pioneers of the written word. Speaking of law, who can forget the Code of Hammurabi, one of the oldest deciphered writings of significant length in the world? This ancient Babylonian text wasn't just a list of laws, but a reflection of societal norms and values, providing a fascinating glimpse into the social structure of the time. It laid the groundwork for the concept of legal code, a cornerstone of our modern legal systems. Turning to agriculture, the innovative Mesopotamians developed sophisticated irrigation techniques, harnessing the waters of the Tigris and Euphrates rivers to cultivate fertile lands. These pioneering farming methods transformed the region into an agricultural powerhouse, setting the stage for future civilizations to flourish. Lastly, we can't ignore the architectural marvels of Mesopotamia. From the towering ziggurats to the fabled Hanging Gardens of Babylon, these architectural feats showcase the impressive engineering skills of the ancient Mesopotamians. These structures not only served religious and aesthetic purposes, but also demonstrated the advanced understanding of mathematics and geometry of the time. While the empires of Mesopotamia have long since fallen, their contributions to human civilization continue to resonate today. From the scripts we write, the laws we follow, to the food we grow and the buildings we inhabit, the echoes of Mesopotamia reverberate in every corner of our world, reminding us of our shared human heritage.